Welcome to the big show.
He could go all the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 21 of The Rundown, hosted by none other than Chris Cousins and myself, Brian Mitchum. We are through week 10, Chris. Season of the 3A is over. Now it's time to put the rubber where the road is and see who's going to win that belt. And it starts this weekend. We got 2 games to see who plays the first and second seed next week, and the championship the following week, first weekend of August. So we're at the end of it, man. I can't say I'm sad, but I can't say I'm excited. I'm just yeah. But
well, Brian, we definitely can tell you're excited because I see you got the guns out there here in the summer.
That's right.
So
that's right. I'm a little scruffy too.
Nearing the end, but it's playoff time, man. This is what we've been waiting for all season long, to finally make it to this moment. First round of the playoffs are here. I can't wait. I am excited because now we're going to finally be able to crown a champion when it's all said and done. So we got a lot of games to recap. First and foremost, thanks for everybody tuning into the show tonight. Make sure you please go and share this live to your social media platform. Please make sure you also like and subscribe to The Rundown on our YouTube channel as well on Facebook. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back, and we're going to recap the games from this past week.
And we're back. I couldn't get those reels that you sent me to save, so I don't know if we'll be able to show those or not. But yeah, welcome back to The Rundown. We're live from the Press Box Report Studios here in sunny Florida. My man Chris is in Ohio. Where are you at now in Ohio, sir?
I'm in Mansfield now. I am in Mansfield,
Ohio.
Now.
All right, Mansfield, Ohio. Yeah, man, we had some games last week. Pop those up on the screen here. We haven't done this in a couple of weeks, man. I feel like we're
Ohio Broncos coach and owner Jimmy Melton in the chat.
Man, Jimmy, you got to stop making different teams, man. I got a new logo I got to do and get all gun. I'm going to assume that you're going to be in the PFA, so I mean,
we'll do that in the off season.
Yeah, but, I don't even care right now. I just want to get through the playoffs.
Last week's game, we had the Michigan Bills traveling. I'm sorry, not the Michigan Bills traveling. The Cleveland Rams traveled to play against the Michigan Bills up in Detroit. Game started out pretty even in the beginning, but again, those Michigan Bills and that defense, those boys know how to play. They were able to shut down the offense of the Rams, and were able to put up points off of forced fumbles. They even got a pick 6 on the last touchdown that they scored. So shout out to Mike Anderson getting that win, last win of the season, to take that momentum into the first round. They finished the season off as the number 3 seed, so they will be hosting this week. So definitely shout out to them. And this is definitely good for the PFA, man. We always like to win against our outer league, outer league competition. So this is one. This will go down for us taking on Cleveland Rams, who are at this time ranked number 1 on the I-75 Bowl Series. So as a 2A team, so
and we gotta talk to those guys.
Knocked off one of the big boys in that aspect for their division. So shout out to them for being able to achieve that, and can't wait to see what they do in the playoffs, man.
Yeah, they host number 6 seeded Glass City Tigers at home in Michigan. We'll talk more about that later. Man, this game, there was a lot. I mean, it was supposed to be a home game for the Gators. There was a mix-up with the fields. Hurricanes ended up hosting the game. I don't know how far away they are from each other, but it's probably a backyard game for the most part. But, man, it came down to the wire, 21-20. And, I mean –
Coach Wendell's exact words were this was the worst game he's ever been a part of from start to finish. So shout out to them for being able to come out with the win. Definitely needed that win going into the playoffs. Always good to get the momentum going into the playoffs, getting a big win. They were down the whole game. So definitely had a fourth quarter comeback. And was able to pull it out by 1 point. Again, another outer league matchup with the MCFL. So definitely glad we were able to get that's 2-0 on the weekend. So that's always a good weekend for the PFA. But just a lot of miscommunications with this one, Brian. You know what I mean? Just before the game, during the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
A lot of things in the back, but just happy that the Gators were able to get the win. And get ready for the playoffs, man.
Right. And they will host the Sin City Bucks at home this weekend coming up. Motor City Rams went to Cincinnati, played the Dukes, man. At 22-9, come out with a victory, beat the number 1 2A team at the time, 22-9. So, I mean, that tells us a lot. In my mind, it tells us a lot.
What it tells me that, Brian, is it tells me that I was right.
Yep.
It tells me that I've been right. It tells me that I've been saying it all season. You need to play better competition, Dukes.
Can run table in a 3-team league, that's fine, but
you need to play better competition. Not saying that this wasn't a good game. This wasn't a competitive game. I saw some of the highlights. Wasn't able to watch the whole game itself, but I definitely saw some of the highlights. Definitely a competitive game, but you need more games like this. You need to play against more teams like this. Stop playing against the people you can sit there and have hot dogs in the field while the game is going on. That's not competition. You say you this, you say you that. This is two teams from the PFA that you're taking those to. This is two top, and these are 2 top teams, the number 1 and the number 2 seed in this league right now. You took L's to.
Yep.
So I wish you nothing but the best of luck on your 2A journey the rest of the season and the bums you will continue to play.
And the championship pretty much is
putting some better names on your resume. Hey, miss me with all the clout chasing, man.
Right.
Again, shout out to Mike Clay, shout out to Darian Brown, shout out to Devon. Excellent players. Not saying you guys don't have talent on your team whatsoever, but book some better opponents, my man. Book some better opponents, dog.
This was an important game for the Rams too, because if they would have lost, then they would have dropped down to that number 3 seed. So the Bills did their job, and we're hoping that the Rams would have lost, but they didn't, unfortunately, for the Bills, and the Rams get that first round bye in the playoffs.
And then on top of that, Brian, put the graphic back. I ain't done with this yet. Then on top of that, I heard this game was at home. I heard y'all had a whole sideline full of people at the game. A whole 80-man roster showed up at the game. And y'all still couldn't win? Make it make sense, Dukes. I'm on y'all neck today. Pause.
There you go. All right. We'll see if somebody from the Dukes chimes in. So far, no one's chimed in about Dukes. But
I'm looking in the chat. If I see one of you in the chat, I'm calling you out. You better be able to pick up the phone and dial in because I want to know what's up. Yep. I want to know why y'all keep playing low-level talent when y'all have the talent to play against better teams. Stop playing.
Is it because they want to ring?
Two-way sorry teams and step up to the plate. You just won a national championship. You're about to be back-to-back league champions. Whatever that means, even though you're in a 3-man league, you're still going to be a league champion back-to-back. We get that. Play some better competition. Facts.
Yep. Yeah. We'll see if we can revisit that topic here in a little bit. The Ravens went down to Glass City and did their job. I mean, it looked like Glass City was going to give them a game at first, but Ravens did what they always do.
It looked like a phantom until a phantom pulled up. It looked like a lot of things, but what it looks like is that the Ravens continue to do what the Ravens have been doing all season. And they end the regular season 10-0. Nobody has been able to stop them yet to claim the number 1 seed for the playoffs, and they got to bye. The championship is going to run through Detroit.
Yep.
So shout out to Glass City. Unfortunately, this loss actually didn't help their situation. It actually bumped them down to the 6th spot.
And now they got to drive to Detroit and play a 4 o'clock game. And play a 4 o'clock game.
You know, shout out to Coach Henderson and them. You know, we'll get into that a little bit later. But definitely Ravens did what they needed to do. I knew they were going to go ahead and get the win and go into the playoffs, you know, trying to get that number 1 seed locked and secure.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they had that locked and secure in week 7. But, I mean, so –
still on that, what we had 30. We had 36 wins, 36 win streak, 37.
Almost, yeah. This game, man, the Bucks played this game with one damn ref. But smart move on Coach Wheeler for going to play this game, and this actually is the game that helped them get that 5 seed and jump the Tigers because they were number 6.
Well, the thing about it being so smart is because he could have easily, you know, saying per our bylaws and everything that we do over here in the league, he could have easily asked for a forfeit. You only got 1 referee, but forfeit is only a 21-0 score. Mm-hmm. Coach knew, and Coach Los is now Coach Ronde actually stepped down for a second. He has a personal issue with Coach Los. They knew they needed points to be able to, you know what I'm saying, to jump up spots if need be. So they played the game. Smart. Instead of 21, you got 45. Glass City loses. Point differential for them goes down. Yours goes up. You're able to go ahead and get the game that and play against a team in the first round that you've already beat this season. Yep. Shout out to them. They get the you know what I'm saying, shout out to them for making that wise decision. And all I can say is I know he couldn't see everything. So I know some players was getting probably cracked back and everything, and that joint. It was going in that game, boy. I tell you, boy. It was
shout out to that ref for sticking around and
shout out to him.
I mean,
even trying to, you know,
dealing with these.
Like, nah, it's just me. I ain't gonna do it. But from what Coach Los told us in the meeting, you know, he did a great job. You know, he was a back judge, so. He said he did a great job calling the game for what he was able to do by himself. So, man, definitely shout out to him for being able to do that. And again, this was an outer league game.
Unfortunately,
they weren't hosting. It wasn't a hosted PFA game, so that's why, you know, we didn't have control of the referee situation. Let me put that out there. So definitely it fell on them, but instead we went ahead and like I said, Coach Los and those guys decided to play the game, and came out with the win, 45-8, man. So they're going to be able to, like I said, play against a team that they've already beaten during the season, and the plan worked. You know, like the A team. I love it when the plan comes together.
Right. I think that was our last game for the week 10. That recaps week 10. Not many games to talk about too much. So we did have one 2A game that was supposed to be made up Saturday, but we're not sure that's going to happen because the Flag City Phantoms were supposed to take on the Michigan Hurricanes from a game that got rescheduled early in the season, and now the Michigan Hurricanes may not have a field.
Also, for the Cincinnati Bucks moving into these playoffs, it has been announced by the league office that Mr. Mo Money Maurice indefinite suspension has been lifted, and that he will be able to reinstate it, and they will have access to him for the playoffs. So that's going to be huge for the Bucks because when they beat the Michigan Gators, they did not have his services, and they only went up there with 13 players, 15 players, something like that. So I expect them to go up there a little bit more depth, and now with your starting quarterback, like I said, might be able to work something out up there, make possible upset.
And the Ravens will get the lowest remaining seed left from this first round of playoffs next week. So, I mean, we'll see how that pans out. And then the Rams
got the graph. Can we put the graph with the playoff graph up?
Yeah. Shout out to Nicole Schick for our wonderful graphics that she makes for us.
This is beautiful. Very beautiful.
I've been waiting all season to show this. So, Michigan Bills host the Glass City Tigers, and so I mean, it's hard to see who. It's hard to figure out who might be the lowest seed left. I mean, it might be the Michigan Gators. Honestly, I mean, I feel like the Bills are going to beat Glass City, and I don't know. You know, Cincinnati might pull it out.
Well, this is a weekend of rematches that we got here, Brian, because all four teams played each other in the regular season. In one instance, you got the home team, which was the Tigers for the first game. They lost. Bills traveled. They lost 22-2. And then in the other game, you had where the Gators were the home team, and the Bucks traveled again, like I said, without their QB, and they were able to win that game 12-7. So kind of different, not really different in the Michigan Gator game. The Bucks are still coming to the Gators. Different in the sense the Glass City game, because now they're the ones doing the travel. So, you know, definitely, I mean, really travel. I say travel, but I mean Toledo, Detroit. I used to live in
45-minute drive. 45-minute drive.
Not too much travel, but yet it's still travel. So I guarantee they definitely will travel well for that game. Something that we definitely do want to announce while we're on the show. I definitely did announce it yesterday on the page. This will be probably one of the most epic, if not the most unprecedented playoff first round game I've ever seen or been a part of in professional development football. This is going to be a doubleheader game. Both games are going to be played at Cody High School, which is the home field of the Michigan Bills. They are the home team in this game, and the Michigan Gators are the home team as well. So we're going to have ourselves a good old-fashioned Michigan versus Ohio doubleheader game.
Nice.
Gates open at Cody High School at 3 o'clock. It's a $10 entry fee, but you will be able to catch both playoff games. I've never seen that happen before in the playoffs. I know there's definitely been some games during the regular season that's happened for, but definitely this is big for a playoff first round games to be played at the same place on the same day. So it should be an electric crowd. I know the Bills usually do a great job as far as getting a crowd out to the games. Now you have more fans coming. You have from Toledo, from Sin City, from Cincinnati, also with the Gators. So the information is on the page as far as the address, the Cody High School. First game starts at 4 p.m., which is going to be the Bills against Glass City Tigers. And then following that, 6:37 will be the game against Sin City Bucks against the Michigan Gators. So if you are in the area or, you know, just like, you know, to catch the game, see what's going on, please, man, pop up to Cody High School, man. and check out the PFA first round. Brian, who you got in the first game? The early bird matchup, we should call.
I'm going to take the Bills on this one, man.
You gonna take the Bills Mafia?
Yep.
I mean, I'm rolling with the Bills Mafia. I hate that it has to be against the Tigers, but unfortunately, like I said, they didn't do their due diligence in the last game, and the Bucks did, which gave them a flip flop, and so they were able to switch places, and now they have to go play the Bills, a team that they've already lost to. And according to Coach Henderson, he doesn't want to play the early game, even though most of the Bills games this season have been between 4:30 and 5 o'clock, just FYI. So it really shouldn't be that big of an issue per the bylaws of the PFA. But I wish both teams the best of luck. Hey, I wish both teams the best of luck. Here nor there. The game has to be played. Somebody still has to win. And my money's going to be on the Michigan Bills. They've been getting better and better all season. What Mike Anderson is able to do over there with the young core that he has mixed in with some vets has been astounding. And I can't wait to see what he continues to do with them as years to come. But definitely this year, this weekend, they definitely go ahead and get past the Tigers. And looks like they probably will end up playing against the Motor City Rams since they are the 3 seed. If they win that game, so that'll be another interesting game to look forward to as well.
So, I mean, that's kind of a double-edged sword for this game because whoever wins this game has to face the Ravens in Detroit. So, I mean, if the Bucks pull this win out, that means they have to go to Detroit 2 weekends in a row. And that, I mean, well, I'm sure they'll travel well with the playoff game. You know how everybody shows up for the playoff games. But that's going to be an interesting scenario once this all is said and done on Saturday, Chris. And man, it's just wrapping up quick.
Well, in that instance, and for that game, I'm not even going to lie to you. With Mo Money coming back and them now probably being a little bit more prepared as far as traveling, having more guys go down there. Like Coach Lowe stepping back into the fray and leading those gentlemen, it offers some stability, and it also offers a fresh voice for the Bucks. I'm looking for an upset, bro. I think Sin City, and I say that because, man, this is not the same Sin City we talked about in preseason. This is not the same Sin City we seen at the referee clinic. And we've been looking for him all season. We've been looking for him. And I just remember what Coach Willard told us the last time we spoke to him. We had him on the show. He said usually they don't really hit their stride. They always lose about 4 or 5 games. And I had to go back and look, and they literally do lose about 4 to 5 games a season. So this is not nothing new to them.
Right.
And they finally hit their stride. And after seeing them be able to put up to 45, I know it was a meagerly opponent, but just them being able to get back out there and feel what that feels like. I think that's going to do them a lot of justice. And I do think that they're going to be able to go up there already having the confidence that, hey, man, we knocked you off with 13 people and our backup quarterback. Now I got my gunslinger in here and probably maybe 25, 30 guys now.
Right.
And we can do some things. So I'm looking for the upset. I'm looking for the Bucks to remind us who they are. And honestly, they will be the only team coming out of if the Bills win, they will be the only team I can see coming out of this game that actually would give the Ravens a good game. I think the Ravens, if the Gators were to win, the Ravens against the Gators, I don't think that would it. The first matchup, it gave a lot of points, but it's playoff football now, and I think the Ravens will be able to shut them down because they're more one-dimensional with the passing rate they have over there at the Gators. So I think that the Bucks can get back to what they do. I think the Bucks could definitely give them a good game. a good matchup in that second round, and that
Right.
way, it's just a little harder for the Ravens, man. I'm not, I'm a Raven hell hater, so we gotta get some type of good game. We got to.
Right, yeah.
We got to.
Can't just let them.
all the way
I
to the
mean,
championship. Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
You can't just punch their ticket and give it to them. You got to make them earn it at least.
Yeah, come on.
That's our playoff preview, everybody that's watching. And again, you're watching live the rundown, episode 21. Chris Cousins, your host, and with me, Brian Mitchum. And man, it's been a long season, Chris. And like I said, 2A finished up a couple weeks ago. Congratulations again to the Northern Kentucky Wolfpack. And we're going to see who gets that 3A belt. And you're going to be at the championship game, correct?
Yeah, I will definitely be at the 3A championship game. I was at the 2A championship game. Definitely want to be there to be able to talk to the guys, be able to interact with them. They see us on the show all the time, but aren't able to see our faces. So I just want to let the guys know, I'm not afraid to come outside. I stand on everything that I say. So I definitely want to be there to be able to hand out the awards again. It was really nice to be able to hand out the MVP and defensive awards at the game and talk to the award winners at their game and also talk to the winners. So definitely can't wait to be in the atmosphere of that championship game, especially 3A style. 2A was great. 2A was great. The Phantoms, shout out to the Flag City Phantoms, put on a great atmosphere. Have food, music, fireworks.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, it was a great time of what a championship you would think it'd be. I can't wait to see the 3A because I know it's going to be done on a bigger scale because it's going to be on a bigger level. So I can't wait to see how big our PFA 3A Midwest National Championship game is going to be. So that's why I'm going to be in the building as always. So I'm going to be there. The teams, you got to make sure y'all get there.
Yep. Yeah. So I don't know. There's not many people watching in the chat, but our phone line is open if anybody wants to call in and chat a few minutes. Other than that, we don't have any guests tonight. We kind of just kept it simple and wanted to go over the recaps and the scores from last week and preview some of the playoff games. But
it's definitely been a somewhat of a somber, quiet Starling week. We also do have the news of our dearly beloved Northeast Ohio Pit Bulls going to be going away
temporarily.
They are dismantling. The franchise itself is I won't say folding because it's not folding. They are just it's time to lay it down. It's been owned by 3 different owners, and my man Jimmy Melton wants a fresh start with the team that he started with, his first team that he started with. I remember when they first came into the PAFL. But the Ohio Broncos will be coming back in 2025. And he said, taking a break. That's taking a break because we're not folding, just taking a break. But the Ohio Broncos are going to be coming back in 2025. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Owner, as same as always, my guy Jimmy Melton, as well as the coach. And this year, I'll let you in on a little secret there, Brian. I'll let you in on there. Jimmy is going to be playing.
Oh, okay. Okay, Jimmy. I see what you're cooking over there in Ohio.
Yeah. He threw that nugget at me. The other day.
Breaking news.
He's actually going to have his name on the roster. Just in case he said, because this year, unfortunately, they got caught to some pickles where they, didn't have a lot of players. Jimmy still thinks he got a little bit left in the tank. So when those instances come up, hey, he's going to be on the active roster, and he's going to, he's always going to be there. So I can't wait to see that. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I can't wait to see that.
Next thing you know, Jimmy, I know Jimmy's watching. Chris is going to come out of retirement. and suit up.
He said, "I'm a suited up water boy this year." Yeah, for sure.
Hey, I'm gonna send you a wooden spoon, buddy. I'm gonna send you the wooden spoon.
But then also, since we, I guess, I mean, we're in that gray area, Brian. We're like, we still got our playoffs, but we did end the playoffs, so we're kind of like in somewhat of an off-season free agency weird mingo thing going on. So it's a lot of news shuffling around right now. Okay, one of those big things that has been shuffling around as of this week is that a dear friend of mine, and I do say a dear friend, I love this brother to death, to the moon and back. Dear friend of mine, Jermaine Campbell, aka the Godfather, made a post on Facebook a couple of days ago stating that he had received his rights back to the PAFL, which he had sold to Chuck LeBeau. I don't know if everybody knew that, but he had gained his rights back this week, and he left it an open-ended question. Like, I received my rights back. What to do now? And the reason why that's a big thing is because a lot of our fans out there, just let me give you some background. Jermaine Campbell, the reason why I call him the Godfather, because he was a predecessor of some of the things that we do now here in the PFA.
PFL was no joke, huh?
Yeah,
I hear
this is the kind of league that Jermaine dreamed of it being, how we have the main hitter teams. He had the main hitter teams in his league. He actually had 3 tiers, Brian. T1, T2, and T3, which means he was in charge of over 20 teams at one point in time. Yes, sir. So you imagine all those teams not playing the same competition, being able to play against the competition. This is before all these social media platforms. This is before everybody was wearing GoPros. So he was literally the predecessor to what we are doing now. He is the man who came in and said, "Hey, it could be different."
Right.
And he knows, and Jermaine knows Dunk. I played for Jermaine against Dunk. Very good relationship, very good rapport. So I wish my brother nothing but the best. I hope he does come back. Because like I said, he was before his time, and I think his time is now with us, and the way things are moving and grooving here in professional development football. And the reason why I say before his time, because the PAFL actually stood for Premier Amateur Football League. He didn't like the notation of semi-pro either, and to get rid of that, he actually put it in his name. So our morals are definitely aligned when it comes to our what we want to do as far as helping the culture. So that was some big news that dropped. That post did some numbers. A lot of guys that I played with, a lot of guys that know him, hopped on it ASAP, just like they hopped on Jimmy's post when he brought back the Ohio Broncos. So you might get some old heads, a lot of grays out there. You might get a lot of grays out there trying to come back and rebuild some teams. I know Jermaine had a lot of connections, and so I wish him nothing but the best. And I definitely told him, Brian, I hit him up. I said, "Hey, whenever you're ready, the podcast is always open. We love breaking news.
That's right. That's right.
He told me when he knows for sure what he's going to be doing and things of that nature. If it's a guarantee, then we definitely will be the first to know. And I can't wait. I hope it's soon, because I do want my brother to come back to the sport. We miss him dearly. We miss his knowledge, and he was a good mediator, and that's what we kind of need right now.
Definitely need more visionaries like Dunk, and to control some of these teams that. Should I say it? Can I say it, Chris?
Oh, go ahead.
Some of these teams that whine and bitch every week about the same damn problem. Is that too vague or too unnice to say?
Well, it's funny that you have teams that argue and moan, and I don't want to say the B word because I don't want to be disrespectful, but I will say you moan and groan about the same thing over and over again. And I will tell any team listening, any player listening, Here in the PFA, just like on the movie Life at Camp 8, we ain't got no gates. There ain't no fences. So you can come and go as you please. If you don't want to be here, hey, you ain't got to be here.
If
fam.
you got options, then you better look at those options.
You ain't got to be here, fam. Because just like our brand will grow and your brand will grow, everybody gonna be cool. So I hate when people try to send subliminal shots or subliminal power moves or say power things. But at the end of the day, like, you don't have to be here.
No, you chose to be here, and
we just got a gun. And like Aaron just said, we just got a gun line, boss. That only happens when you sign on the dotted line. When you sign on the dotted line, that's when I tell Aaron. That's when I tell him about the gun line. Mm-hmm. But until then, we ain't got no gates and no fences at Camp 8, baby.
Hey, you knew what you signed up for. You knew the expectations. So don't,
And it's crazy that we'll have we have some people who want us to be sticklers to these certain things, and then when we get the counterpart to the other ones who mad that we being sticklers to the rule. So you're never going to be able to make everybody happy.
Nope.
You feel what I'm saying? You're not going to. So I just don't like the subliminal. I don't like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a straight up dude. I'm a straight up guy. I tell like a TIE. It's like my man Bernie Mac said. So I want you to tell me how it is. You know what I'm saying? And not try to be passive aggressive when you're doing it. You know what I mean? So again, I love every single team we got into the PFA. I think we had the best league, we had the best teams, we had the best owners, hands down. I truly believe that. And that's why I want other teams to join our league and building our success. But notice I said build. And when you building something, you're going to have hiccups, you're going to make mistakes, and things get fixed along the way. This is only the third year.
Second year is the PFA.
Yeah, second year. But third year in fully existence of this whole idea. Things are going to happen. Mistakes are going to be made. New things are going to be come out of those mistakes. That's why we have an off season. That's why that's why things get taken care of. But hey, I understand everybody don't have patience. Everybody want this right now gratification in our society. So I'm cool with it. But again, I just say ain't no fences in Camp 8, fam.
Yep. I mean, like I said, all respect to every franchise we have in the league, but if you don't want to be here, we're not stopping you. Good luck, best of luck to you, but we hope you come back.
And we're not even saying that being like cocky, like I'm just saying that being just an honest human being. I would hold nobody hostage for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I want to do business with everybody. I want the best of the best team, you know what I'm saying, to play. But I'm not going, if you feel like you're better off somewhere else, that's cool. That's cool. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. People move from city to city all the time. That don't mean they don't like home.
Right.
They just choose to experience something else. That's fine. And that's okay. But again, I don't like when people make that narrative that like you're being held hostage.
Right.
Like you're being held at gunpoint. That's not the case at all. You feel me?
Or make reasons that mad about certain things that are out of anybody's control, which we're trying to fix. And we've said it time and time again. We're trying to fix this. It's not going to happen overnight. So let's just.
It's just crazy that the people that have been in this for a long time, and I am talking about the OGs who have been around some of the owners. It's amazing how impatient they are right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you've seen the bad, the ugly. Like, I've seen it. And to get to where it's at now, it's a miracle. It's nothing short of a miracle. We are trying to corral grown men to play free football, some of us. Some people from all different backgrounds, from different areas, to try to play a game that we love to play in a peaceful manner. So, I mean, that's hard to do. And we're trying to get everybody on the same page. That's why championships are hard to win. Because you got to get a whole team, not just the team. You got to get the front office. You got to get the trainers. Everybody got to be on the same page. Yep. One band, one sound. So I apologize. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to leave it alone because I can talk about this for days, Brian. You know that. I apologize if any team in this league felt that the league may have slighted them some way, may have not ruled in their favor in some way, or an outcome of any kind of game, or if they want to blame an official or something might have happened. I truly do apologize from the bottom of my heart. And I'm not being sarcastic. I truly do mean that. Because things happen. It's called human error. People make mistakes. But what I will say is this. Don't be that team. Don't be that organization that jumps off the train before it gets to its destination.
Yep. Well, you know what happens when people do that, then they miss the greatness that could have been. And then, they regret doing it. But it's almost the end of the season. We're not going to worry about where teams go and where teams are coming from because we're going to take a nice long hiatus from football for a couple months and a break that's much needed for everybody, teams, players, owners, front office. Definitely looking forward to the break. But, then I can't, we'll be back again.
I'm looking forward to the break because I'm looking forward to finding more teams. Mm-hmm. Because people forget, again, this is professional development football. Teams come up every day, B.
It's always fun to see what teams are leaving what league and what's the chatter in the chats on the Facebook and social media and what team's going to leave this league and what team's going to go that league.
We haven't even talked about free agent. We haven't even gotten to a real free agency where people start really leaving teams that might even actually fold a team in the offseason. We haven't even gotten to that point yet. So this is what we should do. Listen to me. This is what we should do, guys. Crazy idea, right? Let's finish the season.
Before we start talking about free agency, yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Let's do the playoffs. Let's worry about this weekend's game. Again, doubleheader. Cody High School. Never done before. In all professional development football. Doubleheader playoff game, first round. 4 teams. 2 from Ohio, 2 from Michigan. It's going down. Let's focus on that.
Win or go home.
Win or go home. Let's focus on that. Because that's the positive thing. Let's focus on the positive thing. Positive Thursdays. All right.
And so I mean that's pretty much our recap of the playoffs coming up and the games from last week. But coming up for the show, obviously we'll have episode 22 next week to recap the first round of the playoffs, and then one show, the show after the playoffs.
Before we go, Brian, I think I sent you the link, but I do want to shout out the Glass City Tigers. They made the news in Toledo. I think it was on Channel 6, 5 or 6, for the organization and their community work. The link will be on the page. Shout out to Coach Henderson and his wife doing beautiful things. She's also an actress. She just had a birthday. Happy belated birthday. So shout out to them for being noticed. getting noticed by the community. It's the link will be on the page. It was a great interview. They did a great piece on the team. Again, shout out to the teams that are making waves, building franchises for the culture. This is what it's about, and this is what we do. But I definitely wanted to make sure I shouted that out because I did post it. I wanted to use it. We'll probably use it as a commercial next week when we do the show. I'll try to get the downloaded version of it.
Yeah, definitely. And don't forget, everybody, players, coaches, owners, and episode 24 is going to be the grand finale mega show. Anybody and everybody can come on. It doesn't matter if you're a PFA team or not. Like to get, some of the past guests, Grindhard on. If he's available, anybody from different teams. I know we had coach from the Bobcats on. Maybe we'll try to get him on because, they're making they're 9-8-2 or 9-2 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the MCFL, they're number 2 in the MCFL right now for the playoffs. So, and stuff like that. So shout out to those teams that we've talked to before, the Bobcats, the Bison, and stuff like that are making moves in their leagues and getting ready to finish their season, head into the playoffs. Same with the Racine Raiders, love those guys, Jeff and Don Wadowitz. Appreciate you guys coming on the show. We'll try to get you on for that mega show too. And then episode 25 is going to be a best of. Chris, have you started going through your even episodes yet?
I went through a couple of them. I got some good stuff, but I don't think it starts getting juicier till later on.
I got them through a couple. I pulled some numbers or some video or I put notes down to pull. So that will be coming up. That will not be a live show. Will be pre-recorded from Chris and I. We'll do some pre-recorded stuff and throw in there. But like Chris said, next week it's going down 4 p.m. Cody High School, Detroit, Michigan. Michigan Bills take on the Glass City Tigers. And then game number 2, the Michigan Gators host the Sin City Bucks. Winner go home. The winners will go and face the Ravens and the Rams, respectively. Lowest seed plays the Ravens, and the other team gets the Rams for a chance to go to the PFA 3A Midwest National Championship game. That's going to do it for us, man, and we'll be back next week, same time, same channel.
Catch us if you can.